Hey, this is Dan Brzezowski. I started this podcast to help people get out of their comfort zone so they can start living the life they were meant to live. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Welcome back to the show. This is Dan. One of the things that I talk about on this podcast and also in my program is the blueprint. Bringing up the blueprint, the No Comfort Zone blueprint. Get your copy at thenocomfortzone.com. Check it out. The blueprint really is all about mindset and the things that you need to do. That they basically it's like triggers of things that you need to do to focus on to stay, I guess, congruent with your goals, with where your intentions are, with what you want out of life, with where you're going. I think it's really important that you understand that you're going to need a guide in order to get there. You have to have some structure if you want to accomplish anything worthy in this lifetime. It doesn't happen by accident. My big question today is this: how old are you? How old are you? What have you learned? What do you know? Where are you going in your life? You could say you're I'm 51 years old. That's how old I is. And I don't know what's true for you, but I know what's true for me is the end is a reality. We're all in line. We're all in line, and we're going to get pulled out of line. We just don't know when. That's something you have to really truly consider. And for me, when that end started was when I intentionally wanted to bring that end closer, and I basically woke up out of a coma and was in a really bad situation. And then after that, I was so afraid to make any major moves in my life because I was so hurt and I was got my head kicked in so hard that I truly decided that, hey, I'm just going to lay low. And for about 10 years, maybe longer, I laid low and I was average and I was still miserable. I was still not the person I wanted to be until I said, screw it. I'm going to go into this period in my life. I'm going to find out what mistakes I've made. I'm going to find out where I was at, what I was thinking, and why I did what I did. And then what I'm going to do is learn from those things. What were the lessons that I needed to get pulled out of there? And then I'm going to apply the actions that were necessarily needed for me to be above average and not make those same mistakes. And lo and behold, after about 60 days, my whole life changed. That ain't no kidding. That seriously happened. I've done it a few times in my life, and I want to share that with you, my experience. And that's what this podcast is all about. And I ask you the question, how old are you? What did you learn? What do you know? Because there's so many guys that I know that are my age that have amazing stories. Truly, adversity overcome, objectives, obstacles hit, living the good life, but they're still miserable. On the outside, as I was, everything looked great, but underneath, miserable. No feeling, no passion, accomplished really cool things and from the outside, but these people are miserable. And then after a little of the No Comfort Zone, now it's just a better version of the life. There's more fulfillment. And isn't that what you're looking for? Hey, this isn't like sit Indian style, in the lotus position and start meditating constantly to feel better. This is about hard work pays off. This is about doing the right thing when no one's looking and seeing what happens because the next right thing happens. And if you listen to this podcast for a few minutes, you're going to know that I truly believe that when the right thing happens, when you intentionally do the right thing, especially when no one else is looking, the next right thing happens and you don't have to agree with it. It might not make sense to you, but something down the road is going to pop up and it's going to be one of those milestones, one of those coincidences, one of those aha moments. Call it an epiphany, whatever you want. It's going to be like, man, I am going the right way. It's all because you did the things when you were just before the comfort zone. I could take it easy or I could do the right thing. And you do the right thing and bam, your trajectory changes. the universe, God, whatever you want to, however you want to look at it, I believe in God and I'll stick with that. God's going to say, you did this when this happened. Right on. I'm going to give you more because I want you to be a better version of yourself. I want you to help more people. I want you to be a pillar of strength for other people because people need it now more than ever. With everything going on in the world, people need you. And some of you aren't prepared to be that person yet. And that's what the NoComfortZone.com is all about. That's what the No Comfort Zone Mindset's all about. That's what Dan at the NoComfortZone.com is. So go to my email, Dan at the No Comfort Zone. Go to the NoComfortZone.com and schedule some time to get on a call. Half an hour, change your life. Talk about the blueprint, talk about you, talk about your contribution to society and how we can work together so that you can become a better version of yourself. And speaking of which, thanks again for all the great listeners that are out there. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the pings when I've asked you to email me back. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. It means the world to me. This little podcast that I started recording in my garage that transferred to my car, to and from work, to and from what I do, picking up my son in Bloomington, Illinois, living my life. Just talking to you for a minute to let you know that I believe in you and I know you can be a better version of yourself. And I really want to help you get there. It's all about you. I'm just kind of like I don't want to say a coach, don't want to say a mentor. I'm just a person that's on your side. I'm your cheerleader. And I have a foundational blueprint that can actually help you. And it doesn't cost you anything. This isn't one of those marketing scams. This is hey, I was left for dead and I came back. And I came back and was at average, and that was a miserable place. And then I finally woke up and I realized, man, ain't nothing going to change if I don't change it. And that was my reality check. 30 pounds overweight, highly stressed out, not happy in my job, loved my wife, but knew I could have a much better relationship if I just focused on what was important to me, not trying to please everybody else. And that version of myself showed up. I made more money. I lost the weight. My relationship got better. I found hobbies and interests that I was interested in. I've been working on a book ever since, and that's coming to a close, and that should be in newsstands shortly. But if you're on this podcast, it's going to be given to you for free. Yeah, going to get that out to you. So really, I want to say is that I appreciate you as a listener. I appreciate you as a person. And if you can, share this podcast with somebody. It might just help that person that's just hanging on, that might need a little bit of hope, a little bit of motivation, a tiny bit of inspiration, and maybe just a necessary plan for them to truly change their life. And as you know, and if you've been listening long enough, you know what I'm going to say next. Today's the day. Now's the time, more than ever, no matter what age you are, to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at theNoComfortZone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.